G'day, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our 7-day Australia-only forecast brought to you by Weather Watch TV on YouTube. And there's a lot going on around the edges of Australia at the moment, not as much over the land, but certainly quite a bit going on. The main feature, Tropical Cyclone Lola up here, which has been downgraded to Category 1 by the time we recorded this and is likely to be gone as early as Friday. But it's going to drop down into the Tasman and merge with this low off the coast of Brisbane. And that's going to produce some rain for the eastern side of Australia. It's not as much as some of you want though, and it's certainly not going to be as widespread as many of you would like. The main feature at the moment for Australia is this enormous high pressure zone to the south, driving in a much colder southerly all the way up to the tropical north where it was 40+ degrees the last few days. Temperatures are dropping now as a result of that southerly. In fact, temperatures are well below normal around central and eastern areas. This is the maximum temperature for today, departure from normal for today and tonight. To keep it simple, because there's lots of numbers and writing on this, to keep it simple, this means that the blue and pink shading, 4 to 8 degrees or more than 8 degrees below average for this time of the year, maximum temperature wise. And then tonight, same story, 4 to 8 degrees or more than 8 degrees below average in that zone. Not a very populated area, but certainly it shows it is colder tonight than average for many eastern and southern parts of Australia. And that does mean the risk of frost here and there. Not major, but there is a risk of some frost for those inland higher altitude areas from Victoria up to New South Wales. So here is the rainfall for the next couple of days ahead along that eastern coastline. Most of it is around Port Macquarie up to about Brisbane. Rainfall totals in here are not massive, but you might still get 40 to 50 millimetres if you're lucky, especially in this zone here near Coffs Harbour. But the further north you go, I mean, I'm well aware how dry Queensland is becoming now this time of the year. So you do need some wet weather. There's not much. Isolated showers, they won't be doing very much at all, I'm afraid. So this is how we look on Friday. We've got this colder change kind of sliding up the eastern side, and that will get up to Brisbane. Melbourne, you are 19 degrees here on Friday, which will make up for the 14 degrees you've got today, Thursday. So you're warming up a little bit as we go into Friday here. Canberra, you're going to wake up to only about 2 or 3 degrees as a result, though, of this cooler change coming through at the moment, overnight tonight and here around about lunchtime Friday for the east coast. That's when these maps are, just by the way, about lunchtime on the eastern side, maybe late morning for some of you. And temperature-wise up in Brisbane, 30 degrees today, Thursday, but by tomorrow, Friday, your high is only 19 degrees. So temperatures are dropping as that southerly slides its way up the coastline there. And it'll be nice and hot, but not too bad in Alice Springs, about 27 degrees for you. So on Saturday, Melbourne warms up. The warmer airflow here from inland comes down to you, 25 degrees or so. So the mid-20s for Melbourne on Saturday. Hobart will be cloudy, but milder as well due to that change coming through with the nor'westers blowing or north to northwesterly winds. And also on Saturday, we'll be seeing other places warming up. Adelaide, 25 degrees. After a bit of a colder change lately as well. So we're just generally seeing a warming up here on Saturday, and on the eastern side, those showers, they're basically fading away. On Sunday now, we're going to see temperatures over in Perth, 21 degrees with a southerly change coming in for you after a few warmer days. Your weather's a bit more up and down temperature-wise over the next week ahead. Southerlies though for you on Sunday. The other interesting place over here, Wagga Wagga, 30 degrees for you as we go through Sunday. So that's that warmer airflow coming down to Wagga Wagga. All right, Monday, back to spring again for the lower part of Australia. You've had plenty of changeable systems coming through, but here is the next cold front from Ceduna to Adelaide to Melbourne, Curry, Hobart, you're all getting it at pretty much the same time, coming through late Monday morning, and that will bring a cooler change for you. Temperatures will all be dropping there on Monday, except further north. So Alice Springs about 37 degrees. Melbourne, you'll be seeing rain developing. Adelaide, you'll get some rain and then clearing, but only 16 degrees, your high here on Adelaide on Monday. And Canberra, cloudy and warm ahead of that cold front. So you're getting up to about 27, 28 degrees in Canberra. And then on Monday, Sydney, you'll be into the 30s. In fact, I think 31 probably at the airport, 34, 35 once you go out to Penrith. So a pretty hot day coming up for you with that northwest flow straight through from the interior. Okay, moving into Tuesday, Hobart, 14 degrees. Sorry, but you've got that colder change coming in, spring weather. If it makes you feel any better, it's coming over to where I am in New Zealand as well. So cooler, windier, obviously a bit windy through Melbourne or coastal parts of Victoria, from Mount Gambier around to the southeastern corner where it joins up with New South Wales. It'll be a little bit windy through that area, and certainly cooler as well on Tuesday. Canberra, you're going to be down to 5 degrees at night, probably not frost material, but certainly shows that cooler air. And you only have to go up to Brisbane and the northwest of there, pushing your temperatures back up into the 30s, 32 degrees for you in Brisbane on Tuesday. Let's go to our final map here for Wednesday. Adelaide, 22 degrees for you. Slightly cooler change coming through around that high pressure zone, but it will be settled for you. And 22 is obviously warmer than where you were on Monday. So that high pressure zone settling things back down again. The back end of it, though, does drive in some showers, a few downpours, but it will be warm for those of you in Perth on Wednesday, 32 degrees for you, but only 19 degrees on this side in Sydney, because there's just a slight southerly change, again, moving up the eastern coastline, dropping temperatures just a little bit. So unfortunately not the rain many of you want, but there is a little bit in there. But really the temperatures over the next week or so up and down, colder nights, hotter days in the mix as well. So it's a little spring-like with the temperatures, that's for sure. Before I go, 7-day rainfall. Doesn't look a lot different than the 2-day rainfall, unfortunately. The area with the most amount of rain, or the highest risk for it, around Grafton, Port Macquarie area. Not a huge amount, but you do get into that 50 to 60 millimetre, or I should say 30 to 60 millimetre risk in that zone. Maybe a little bit around Rockhampton and a few afternoon thunderstorms and downpours, but really much of the continent looking fairly dry for the next 7 days ahead. That is all from me. Thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate all the comments. Sorry we don't get to reply to every one of you, especially when our weather is quite stormy, which we've seen over the last week around Vanuatu and also New Zealand now with a major cold blast winter coming back to life. So we don't always get the chance to reply to every one of you, but I can promise you we do read every single comment and really do appreciate every one of them. Thanks for joining us. Tell your friends and family about us. That's the only way we can grow our brand. The more people that watch us, the more likely it is we'll start doing more regular videos than just once a week for you. I'd love to start doing them daily at some point, but we're not quite there yet. Thanks very much. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow Friday for the New Zealand Australia video as per usual.